Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Commodities Update video. Today we'll be updating you on natural gas and tradable ticker UNG, as well as oil, US dollar, gold, and silver. I'm going to make this video a little bit shorter because I got to go somewhere real quick. And if you would like, share, and subscribe, you guys may learn anything. Let's get started. So we'll be looking at technical analysis and support resistance levels potentially play off of. All right, so on the natural gas futures NG chart is the daily time frame, and we're looking at the adjusted chart, meaning all the contract gaps are adjusted so we don't have those gaps. And currently we are still chopping in this zone. Talked about this on Tuesday, where we have to get over this quadruple top. It was quadruple, now it's pentatriple, whatever you call it. And essentially is just this level we got to get over for potentially a move to the upside. If you do get over 1.76, 1.77, this resistance zone, resistance is always a zone support. I'm looking at closer to 1.8, which is this black looking resistance, where it's right here, resistance, resistance, resistance. And if we come up, probably gonna act as resistance again if we break through that. So that's about, if we break here, we got another about 3%. So that's 7-ish% if we can break this 1.77 resistance zone at this moment. So far, not looking great, other than the fact that we, let me delete this black line. Actually, I'll show you guys something. So that black line was pretty much in just a small tightening range we had in the day. We can see resistance, support, and on the 5-minute, we end up breaking out of that. Of course, on the bull side, see we've been kind of going up after hours, slightly a little bit after hours here, about up like maybe like 0.3%. Nothing significant at this moment. You can see it on the hourly chart where we did test the bottom of this range. See that blue line, which is the pretty much the support that we need to hold for all natural gas bulls. And today we held it again, but so far bulls did play a little bit of defense here. Decent bounce, 2.5%, but I still want to see. It means nothing if bulls don't break any of these resistance structures. It's just a bounce, just like we had here, right? 6% bounce with no trend changes, and we just give it all back. Same thing again here, 6% bounce, no trend changes, we give it all back. So I want to see some structural changes on the hourly, where we set some hourly uptrends and 4-hour uptrends, potentially as we head up higher to this 1.77 zone. So we can potentially try to break this for bulls. But we'll see, one step at a time. So right now it's a decent bounce. So let's see if bulls can continue. We need to break above pretty much first step tomorrow, yesterday's low, this sideways structure. Yesterday we kind of just dropped and then it just went sideways forever. So we need to pretty much break this low for any kind of structural change. Ideally, break above it slightly, come back test, act as support now, and then bounce off of it is the most ideal scenario. All right, let's take a look at UNG. So UNG is tracking May contract. So it looks slightly different on the chart on the intraday, but overall it is still very, very, very similar to natural gas. It's going to roll over soon anyways, so to the May contract. But let's take a look at same thing. I also want to see is break this, pretty much this structure over here from yesterday for any kind of upside, because essentially if every day we are lower than yesterday's low, the sellers are winning. That's just the psychology of it, right? If even we have a decent bounce like this, 2.5%, we're still under yesterday's low, right? We're a little bit there now in the after hours, but we're still under yesterday's low. So if that continues to happen, sellers are just winning. Sellers are winning and they're not getting squeezed out because they're not underwater, and they just continue to short as long as it works. So yeah, so I want to see us break above that. If we do break above that, then I'm looking at the same thing, quadruple top right here around this range, 15.7. Break above that, then we're maybe looking at closer to 16-ish level. So we'll see. Let's see if bulls can show up tomorrow. Fingers crossed, but we'll see. Good thing they did bounce off of this last level of support. If this flushed through, would have been a huge red flags for the bulls, because there's literally nothing underneath us. And yeah, it's a good thing they held that. And so we'll see if they can continue to hold this level and play some offense into potentially later next week. All right, let's look at oil. So oil rejected from there on Tuesday. Actually, did we reject from there Tuesday? Yeah, we slightly. Yesterday, Tuesday, we closed here. And I said that this would still look okay as long as we stay above the EMA 12, which is tail looking line. And it looks like we broke through that after hours of pre-market. Back tested it, came down below. Now it's acting as resistance. So it was acting as a support on the way up. So you bounce. So if support gets broken and it starts at back test and acts as resistance, then we'll know it's a little bit of a red flag. See rejection there again, rejection here again, maybe another rejection here again. So as long as that keeps rejecting, we'll see. This might form that already did kind of head and shoulders already formed and broke below it. But this maroon line is a support. You can see this is resistance. That was the big picture breakout from the oil all the way back here. Resistance. So now that's why we bounced here when we back tested right here, because strong resistance over here, break out of it, back test, now it bounced. So can the bulls play offense here after this back test? So far they had a decent defense bounce. Let's see if they can get this bounce going back up again. If we do, then there's no red flags on the bigger turn time frame overall, which is a big move up, which is this back test, and then we continue to head higher. But if we back test, bounce, and then flush back below, that is a red flag. The US dollar yesterday, FOMC meeting had a red day. Today, just complete opposite reaction, because I think we had other data today, jobless claims or something, other ones a little bit hotter in the economy or something, made the dollar pop back up. And essentially, we're just same thing as Tuesday. Sideways range, continues still in this range. I'm looking at 104.15 if we do come up here. And if we break that, I'm looking up closer to this 104.4 and then 104.7 is where I'll be looking at if we break all these levels. On the downside, 103.0 if we come down there. But other than that, pretty much straight sideways. I'll see which way it breaks out of this range first. Will give us a little bit more clue which way it wants to go at this moment. Right now, just indecision. If you go to like a 3-day time frame candle, it would just look like an indecision candle. But at the moment, it's in the upper range, so chances of it breaking 104.1 is a little bit higher than us coming back below here. All right, let's go look at gold. So because of the dollar reaction yesterday, we had a feel because dollar was red, is inversely correlated, and dollar today is green. So we had a slight pop above and came below, but it's still holding really well. Essentially, I was talking about this bull flag with you guys for a little bit, and we chopped around for 2 weeks. Bull flag confirmed right there for the next 2 days once it broke out of it. So now this bull flag confirmed, and because the dollar was so strong today, we lacking a little bit of follow through. Now, if we come back down below at breakthrough here, that would be a red flag. So we'll see on that. And silver, testing the all-time range resistance, black line, which is our very, very big picture resistance, big picture support. So this big wedge is the big picture where silver is trading, and we pretty much touched it yesterday, right at the dot. Did come up above it, but didn't really close above it there. So essentially another rejection from silver. You can see that big red candle after the dollar is green, and we just flushed back all the way down to 24.6. This was also a bull flag confirmed. Lacking follow through, came right below. Although I wouldn't call it a bull flag because we did retrace a little bit too much, but yeah, the idea is there. So if we do come down below 24.6, I'm looking at 24.3. At this moment, no signs of bounce yet. If the dollar continues to head higher, this is probably coming down to 24.3. But we should get some sideways action on the dollar. Maybe this will form potentially like a head and shoulders, kind of like that, but a very narrow head because this is U-turned. But yeah, an idea of head and shoulders is a uptrend into a downtrend. All right, that's all for you guys. Gotta go, but feel free to support the channel, and the Patreon link is below, as well as feel free to like, share, subscribe. I will see you guys Saturday for more updates.